Hello. Oh, I am so freaking honored and excited to be here with you today to be talking about who am I? Welcome, welcome, welcome. You have caught me on one. Like, I am so excited. I am just in flow, in frequency, in energy. And I'm kind of like, I might scare some people away. But that's me. And I'm high on life. And it's kind of what I do in the world. I'm really passionate about connecting people to their life force energy. I'm really passionate about getting people excited and turned on by life and just doing fun things, creating, fulfilling on your soul's mission of creativity, birthing and creating, because we are souls reincarnated in this human vessel. We're not here to transcend that. We're here to enjoy the 3D experience. And we are here to create. We are creators, and we may have forgotten it, but I'm going to remind you. So, who am I? My name is Dasha, and I'm so honored. Maybe you are new in my world because some magical things are happening, and I'm going to be maybe reading out some crazy things happening in my world. Um, so I run a mystery school called Shkoda, which means mischief, and the whole movement is to infuse magic and miracle into the mundane and to make magic and consent mainstream. And it all starts with us understanding who are we and that internal consent, and then that external consent. Because when we are operating in everyone's full body, yes, the world is different. And just imagine a world where magic is mainstream. Like, people believe in manifestation and energy, and we tap into our superhuman abilities. And it's not woo woo and it's not weird. It's just normal and natural. And you get to just use your superhuman abilities to create, to birth, to impact, to amplify what you're already doing. Um, wow, where do I even begin? Well, I hope you watch some of my other videos. If you're brand new, welcome. My journey of self-development started when I was 16. That's when I decided that I wanted to transform the world. And then I kind of went on a wild, crazy journey. I studied psychology. I was really in the normal world. I thought I would get married and have the white picket fence. And then I started to travel and I fell in love with traveling. And I've been to over 55 countries, probably 56 by the time you watch this. And I just fell in love with humanity. And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm not going to live in a little jail, a self contained jail. I'm going to be free to do whatever I want and create whatever I want and meet the most inspiring, incredible humans. So I did that. I did that for a very long time. And I've lived the most incredible life. Honestly, one of my mentors says, when you live a life, I don't know what she says, but she says that you live like 10 lives. If you just follow your intuition and follow blah, 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 you live 10 years in 1 year. And that's how I feel. Like, I don't even know what the time or the date or the week is because my life is so full. I definitely have 3 days in one for sure. Like, sometimes I text a lover and I'm like, oh my God, I haven't like texted them in days. And then I look, I'm like, oh, we talked yesterday. That's weird. Like, it feels like it's been weeks, because I have such a full life. And oh my gosh, I just love magic. And I don't even know where to begin. So let me just tell you what's been happening in my life. Because something bad happened. Yeah. And this is what I want to say. I ran a 30-day experience. You can still join. It was like $33 for 30 days of content. Insane. And it was all about being high on life. But it's not like, hey, I'm high on life because my life is awesome. Yeah, it is. But I also have shit happening in it. How do you stay high on life when shit hits the fan? So I had a really tough lesson, I guess 2 or 3 weeks ago now, that led me to putting myself on a surrender diet. So something happened where I was pushing and I was forcing and I was completely out of alignment. So the thing is, it takes courage to live in alignment because you have to be connected to your intuition and it will tell you to do crazy shit that you're like, oh, I don't know about that. But that's where innovation, using intuition in business is the best because that's where the innovation comes in. So, and a lot of time we ignore it. And then we're like, oh, why are we so stagnant? Why nothing working? And it's like the intuition is telling you, do this, do this, do this, and you just don't. And that was me. My intuition was like, do this, do that. And I was just ignoring it in business. In life, other story. So I was pushing and forcing, and I was dating this man, and I was pushing and forcing. I'm shaking, like telling this story. And it blew up in my face. It blew up in my face, and it made me reflect on I have an issue with being seen, with feeling safe and surrendering to the unknown. And that's the superpower of feminine is. And we have balance. The perfect is balance of the masculine and the feminine. And then when you come with someone, you kind of go into a polarity because that's inevitable. So I will speak from a very heteronormative background because I'm pan, but I was very like I was more queer when I was really in my masculine. Then I was really attracted to more feminine men, to women. But once I went into my polarity of feminine, like deep into my feminine, I stopped that. Like I still play with women, but now I'm really attracted to masculine men. So it's really fascinating. My internal journey, I'm like, how much does our do we create our reality? Like, to what extent? It's like, can you shift your sexual orientation? I know I did because first I was suppressing my queerness because it felt like it wasn't allowed. And then when I was allowed, I joined this rainbow circle. When it was made okay, then I wanted to explore it. And then when I stopped being so masculine, I now don't desire it so much. So it's really bizarre. And it's something for you to explore. And it's not something I'm going to be talking about much, but I will be teaching a lot from feminine and masculine. And I believe in balance, but I also really believe that because of our hormones, we have a superpower in our gender. Yeah. And you can study that more. I'm not going to talk into that. Um, but anyway, so let's go back to what I was sharing because I can go in tangents. And if you know me, I love a good tangent. But if it's something that you're interested in, there's beautiful work from Alice Armstrong and David Data. I haven't dived so deep into David Data's work, but his book, The Superior Man, was really, really powerful. And Alison Armstrong's book, The Queen's Code, I've run a book club for it. It's incredible. So what I noticed, I was forcing, I was pushing, I couldn't be seen. And yeah, I was saying that the feminine power, which we both have, men and women, is to be safe in the unknown and in the mystery. That is the power. And I was terrified of that. So I blew up. I pushed this man away. And then I had to put myself on a surrender diet because I was like, okay, there is a protector part that is control freak because doesn't feel safe and is pushing and forcing and can't and not patient, and another part and is forcing. And that is not what I teach. That is not what I teach. So I set myself a challenge. Are you guys ready for this? This is crazy. I didn't think I'd be. I actually wrote all of this because I want to release these daily. I don't have the courage to release them every day as I write because these are pretty private and crazy. But I'm going to share my goal. And once I reach the goal, I'm going to release these diaries because this is some crazy things are happening. And just by documenting this every day, I'm like, what? It's like insane. It's like manifestation on steroids. So try it. If you want to take on this surrender experiment, surrender diet, I call it, I put myself on a surrender diet because I just had to let go. Because what I teach is intuition and alignment and surrender. That's how you get to it. And I was grasping till I blew it up. And I was like, what is this teaching me? And what it was teaching me is to stop controlling and listen to your intuition. And I had to grieve because it was so painful what I did. And I was like, why did this happen? But it was the field. The field sometimes does things to teach us, to prepare us. And I'm a big believer that people come into our life to prepare us for the next step, whether it's friendship or connection. I really believe in transpersonal dating, that people come, and because I believe in the one and the soulmate, and you can choose whatever you believe, that everyone is preparing me for my man, for my husband. And that was just part of it. But I was such deep attachment to this man. So it happened the 9th of Feb. And it's crazy because I went to this women's circle and crazy things started to unravel energetically. And because I had this blow up where I didn't listen to my intuition, everything went to shit. I felt a lot of deep regret, pain. I decided to put myself on this surrender diet. And I even started listening to the surrender experiment because I'm like, I need initiation. Like, I just need to let go, let F go. And then I shared this with one of my friends. She's like, oh my God, when I went on this surrender experiment, the craziest things happened. So I was like, tell me more. And this is something I want to teach you guys, is when someone has an empowering belief, listen to it. If this is so in my field, there's a lot of magic because I am magic. And I tell people I teach magic, and then they all tell me a magical story, which reinforces my belief that magic is real. So you can have that. Most of the people, what they do is complain and whine and whinge and get those stories reinforced instead of like, I'm going to be a millionaire. Like, I was scared to claim that. And now all my friends reflected back to me. They're like, oh, it's happening this year. There's no fucking doubt. I was like, I'm going to go viral. They're like, yeah, it's already happened. There's no doubt. When even for me, I was shaking my boots. I remember I was going to quit because it was just not working. And I watched one of my mentors do these crazy, like, she's like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this there this year. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to go and post. And I made this reel. And I was like, I'm going to hit 10,000 followers. I was at 2,000, right? No, yeah, no, 3. I was at 3,000. And I was like, I'm going to hit 10,000. And then, like, I was just failing so hard. I'm like, I'm going to get 10,000, right? Anyway, I'm going to circle back to that story. So because of all these things, I put myself on the surrender diet. So I wrote, I am living my life from intuition, pleasure, a regulated nervous system, joy, surrender, and magnetism. I am moving towards $100,000 launch, husband and babies. So that was a spell that I set. And then the game goes on. And I wrote, this year is going to be the best year of my life. I'm going to listen to my intuition deeply and try and stay in total alignment no matter how uncomfortable the task at hand. So actually it started on the 8th of Feb. And I talk about how there were 3 events I had to choose and I chose the most aligned. I'm not going to go into this story today. I may later in the YouTube series. But straight, I knew when I wrote down, I'm going to stay in total alignment no matter how uncomfortable the task at hand. Straight away, I had a test. A man drove an hour to pick me up, to take me back to his place, and he was going to take me back. And when we got in the car, straight away, I was like, I can't go. And my heart was beating, and I was like, I have to stop the car. I have to like stop this journey. And as we were getting further and further away from my house, I was like, holy fuck. And I was flashbacks of the other weekend where everything blew up, where I didn't follow my intuition, where there was signs. And I had to be like, sorry, we have to stop the car. I have to just take a breath. I'm not sure if I want to go, if it feels in alignment. And it was so crazy to do that. And maybe hearing this story doesn't feel like a big deal to you. And I didn't know I was a people pleaser. I actually really didn't. But I am a caretaker. So I'm very good at taking care of myself, but I do not want to disappoint others. So I guess I am kind of people pleaser. I'm like, wait, what? I really haven't seen myself as one. But if you are, you know how it is. Choosing yourself is hard. Choosing yourself when it's putting someone else out, when you can just put up with it. Like, just fucking go. He came all this way. Just go. And just be happy. Be grateful. But this is where I said that alignment takes courage because it's going to test you. And those micro decisions make so much difference. Whether you go, whether you stay, what happens then, that time, because it exponentially multiplies into the right direction or into the wrong direction, or doesn't exponentially multiply into the right direction. It just slowly takes over. But this is a story for another day. So anyway, that happened. And there's other crazy things that have been happening. And I'm really deeply excited to take you on this adventure and journey of me hitting my 100K launch, of me meeting my husband and my babies. And, you know, one of my big dreams and visions was to go viral. And it's not because of this ego, like, I need to be the most famous person. It was because I need reach. I need to transform people's lives. I want to run a successful business, transforming people's lives. I need to be in front of more faces. So, what happened on the 7th? This was when everything blew up, of February 2026. I wasn't just deeply out of alignment, I was also terrified of being intimately seen. And once that blew up, I realized that even when men liked me, I couldn't receive their love. And then that showed up in my business. Like, people want to support me and I couldn't receive their support. And I stagnated myself and I pushed them away. And I was like, oh, fuck, I need to start working on being seen. And I shit you not, guys, I did 2 sessions of, okay. So I started to implement, who's here a healer, change maker, teacher, and sometimes doesn't use their own stuff? Anyone? Yeah. So I started implementing, like coaching myself, like I would coach my clients. And then I also asked for some whole space holding around in parts, because that's like, it's amazing. You can do it yourself, but being held by someone who's really good, it's, you know, especially if they're intuitive, it's like amazing. I think like so I studied Veda, and then I taught Veda students how to tap into their intuition to be able to expand their methodology, because it's such an intuitive process. And Veda is incredible, and it kind of uses a little bit of IFS, but I've studied IFS deeper, and actually I think Veda is quicker and more powerful, but the combination of two and intuition is like the goods. And that's how I coach my one-on-one. And like, the more I work with my people, the better I get, because I'm learning the parts, and it's all a system. Like, it's all a system. We all have the same system, and it's fucking insane. Like, it's all different, but it's all the same. But I digress. Anyway, so I started doing the things. I got 2 sessions and I went viral. Holy fuck. I didn't just go viral on one platform, but 2, with completely different themes, completely different topics. And one thing that I really, really went back to the roots of what made me. Okay, I'm going to say something crazy. I don't talk about this a lot, and not many people watch this, so not many of you will know. So if you're here and you're watching this, you get a little secret. So last year in 6 months, I made $120,000. And yeah, I like, probably, if you really like, I work part-time. I don't work full time in my business. I took probably 6 months of the year. And the reason that has happened is because of intuition. The reason why, when I first launched my course, I had a 5-figure launch was because of intuition. The reason why most of my launches are successful is because of intuition. The reason why I met my soulmate is because of intuition. Like, literally, I never thought I would meet any man in Perth, and I met my soulmate, and we had the most incredible time together, and we grew and expanded, and then we completed the cycle. And that's okay. You're allowed to complete the cycle. It doesn't mean it's the end of the world. We're consciously uncoupled, and we moved on, and we're still besties. Well, not so much besties, but friends. So I was doing a training with this woman who is viral queen. And I was like, okay, there is free media at our fingertips. Why am I not using this? I don't have to pay for ads. I can get free reach. Why am I not using it, right? And I was like, oh, because I'm scared of being seen. So I started following people that are really good at creating personal brands, because some of the richest people are because they have a personal brand. What a personal brand is, it means that you can sell anything. You literally can sell anything you want to sell. That is freedom. Because money is freedom. But money without love and family, it's just money. It's just probably going to numb the fuck out of you. But we're not going to dive into that, right? Because we love money, money loves us. And if you want to know more about money, then you can join Money Magic. So I started going viral. First, it was on a personal random thing that Facebook pushed, and that was wild. But this was the moment where I came up with the cringe framework that I teach for free. You can join the masterclass here. And it explains how to go viral. And one of the things that happened during this was I was using intuition, and I was watching these people, and I learned from them that their best content comes from intuition. So I was like, oh. So I started doing that. And guess what? Pop, 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 pop. But I had the strategy, and I had all the courses, and I didn't do shit, because it's not about the strategy. It's actually like, you need it because you need the framework. You need some kind of framework. But then it's about energetics. It's about your internal system and the field. And then it's about intuition. So I'm really excited to take you behind the scenes of me making 100K launch in total joy, pleasure, alignment, bliss, and just like turn on. Because after this, everyone will be like, oh my God, yeah, this is how it works. And I'm actually documenting it now. And like, I have proof, and it's crazy. So after I went viral on Facebook, I dealt with the trolls. I channeled this cringe framework, because my 2 words, now I have 3 for the year, is star. In Feb, I was a star, and then in February I realized I have to be cringe to be a star, so it added that. And now end of Feb, in Jan, and then in Feb we realized I want to be a muse. I'm a muse. I'm born to be a muse. So those are my 3 words: star, cringe, muse. So I was playing with being cringe, embodying cringe, cringy, cringe, cringe, cringe. But I still wasn't going viral. And I was doing the strategy, and I wasn't going viral on Instagram, and I wanted to quit. But then I listened to my intuition, and it got me. And then, oh, I blew up, and I started to go viral. But I want to share something really cute and really funny with you from this book, because I've documented this, and I want to share something with you: the power of self-belief. And the whole year, the whole whatever few days, months, weeks. I was like, I'm going viral, I'm going viral. I wasn't. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going viral. And I like really wasn't. So one night I'm like looking at my follower count and I'm at okay. So guys, I went from 200 views on my reels to like 1,000, which was like exciting because I've been stuck at 2,000 or 300. I mean 200. Yeah. I went from 200, 300 to 1,000, then to 2,000, then to 3,000. So I was like, oh. And I was getting like one follower, two followers, and I was excited because I found another journal and it took me 5 years to hit from 2,000 to 3,000. And then, so I'm at like 3,376 and I'm celebrating. I'm like, yeah, I'm going viral. I'm going viral. Whoa, let's go. And then the next day, I'm like, whoa, Instagram is popping off. I grew 20 followers. I'm like 3,396. I'm like, yeah. And then the next day, I have 3,407. And I'm like, yes, I'm so proud of myself. I'm so close to 4,000. I remember writing that and being like, I am so not close. I just grew the day before 20, but this time only 10. And then I'm like, I can feel the 10K. And I'm writing this, right? And I told you about this reel that I didn't post because I was like, this is never gonna happen. I'm going like one person a day. Like, I'm never gonna get to 10,000. And then I wrote this and I was in the energy and I was like, you know what? I'm ready. I'm gonna post that reel, right? And then the next day, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going viral. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going viral. So I was like at 3,490, I grew like 80. So I'm like freaking out. I'm like, holy shit. Oh my God. I'm like celebrating. And then I was like, holy shit. Like, I'm actually close to 4,000. Like, I can feel it. Like, oh my God, I can feel it. Like, so it's the energy started to shift. Like, I was like, oh my God, this shit is working. This shit is working. And then plot twist, you'll never guess what happened. This is universe fucking with you. I deleted the reel that was making me go viral. Yeah, I deleted the freaking reel that was making me go viral. Yeah, that was a moment. That was a moment. That was a moment. That was a moment. That was a moment of inner self work and like, why universe? Like, what are you going to teach me of that? And it was again intuition because there was messages. I was like, don't touch this reel. What if you do something to it? And I did. I was like, look. And then I did something to another reel. So it was already, there was a premonition and I just wasn't listening. And that's this like the universe, intuition is always knocking, is always talking to us and we're ignoring it. And I've been doing that with my business. And today I did something crazy. And I might have a crazy story for you soon. But right now I'm going to keep it. But it might be coming. And that's why I'm so high because I am in the current. I am flowing with it. I'm not pushing against it, right? So I'm already talking for too long and I want to make another video about going to New York. I just booked my flights and I'm going to be living in a community with 18 people in Brooklyn. Like, what? So I want to make a video about that. Anyway, so I deleted this freaking reel. I had a freak out. I had a freak out. I started to get really entitled and I was like back to not having any followers and blah, 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 blah. And then I grew. I grew. So at the one I deleted, at 3,720, and then I grew to 3,783. Not bad, not bad. And then yeah, I just went fully fucking viral again. So the other night, in one night, I had a reel go to 35,000. So yeah, it has been crazy. And now I think I'm at like, let's see what I'm at today. I'm at 4,329. So I'm literally grew, I think I like grew 1,000 since, yeah, pretty much grew 1,000 since, yeah, when I was like, I was at 3,376. And now I'm at, and I'll probably by the end of tonight, I'll be at, by the rate I'm growing, at 4,300. And that day was 17th of Feb. And today, yeah, 10 days. Today is 26, 9 days. 9 days grew 1,000 followers, which is before it was 5 years, right? So manifestation, magic. I'm going to be talking about my 100K breakdown. I just wanted to share some magic with you. And so, welcome to my world. So, you might have come into my world through one of these reels. And the reason why I want to go viral is because I want to be fully expressed in the world. And being seen is a big block. Procrastination is a big block, but so is being seen. And totally loving and accepting yourself fully to be fully seen. And that was a piece of me that blocked me, in love and in business, is like, I thought there was something really, really wrong with me. And that if I let someone in, they would see that. So I was like trying to push. Okay, guys. So I hope this was fun. I know this is a long video and I'm excited to do another one. I love you all. Thank you for following on my journey. Bye. Please like, comment, share, and I will put some information in about the intuition training. You can do the intuition training. It's literally like I spent thousands and thousands, like over $35,000 learning this, and you can get it for 222. And like I spent years, and you can get it in this workshop, and boom, yeah. Because I'm all about studying with pioneers and then like condensing it and just taking the best, creme de la creme of the best to make you the most successful, most uh, pleasured, joyous human in the world. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy. And see you. See you. Bye bye bye.